Hey, hello, bonjour. Welcome to Entailing Tales with Sush. At the right time, when UPSC Civil Services 2020 results are out, an Indian IFS officer has made heads turn at the UN General Assembly 2021, and I just couldn't keep calm but speak about it here. I got goosebumps while listening to her speech and got curious to know who the brave Indian was. I made sure I listened to the speech a couple of times to understand every detail she has uttered at such a big forum daringly. Before I tell you about what she told in her speech, let's know a little about the young diplomat. Sneha Dubey is India's first secretary at the UN. She is 2012 batch IFS officer who cleared the UPSC Civil Services examination in her very first attempt. She had wanted to become an IFS officer ever since she was 12 years old and was motivated by her interest in global affairs and a desire for traveling. Dubey has also served as the third secretary at the Embassy for India in Madrid. Before that, she worked at the Ministry of External Affairs as an under-secretary. The young diplomat delivered a blistering response to Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan. The diplomat replied by exercising the country's right to reply after Imran Khan raked up the issue of Kashmir in his address to the United Nations General Assembly. We exercise our right of reply to one more attempt by the leader of Pakistan to tarnish the image of this august forum by bringing in matters internal to my country and going so far as to spew falsehoods on the world stage, Dubey said in the UNGA. While such statements deserve a collective contempt and sympathy for the mindset of the person who utters falsehood repeatedly, I'm taking the floor to set the record right, she said in her video address to the 76th session of the UNGA. Regrettably, this is not the first time the leader of Pakistan has misused platforms provided by the UN to propagate false and malicious propaganda against my country, and seeking in vain to divert the world's attention from the sad state of his country where terrorists enjoy free pass while the lives of ordinary people, especially those belonging to the minority communities, are turned upside down. Member states are aware that Pakistan has an established history and policy of harboring, aiding, and actively supporting terrorists. This is a country which has been globally recognized as one openly supporting, training, financing, and arming terrorists as a matter of state policy. It holds the ignoble record of hosting the largest number of terrorists proscribed by the UN Security Council, added Dubey. India's Secretary Dubey, talking about the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks, said, "We marked the solemn occasion of the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks a few days back. The world has not forgotten that the mastermind behind that dastardly event, Osama bin Laden, got shelter in Pakistan. Even today, Pakistan leadership glorifies him as a martyr." Dubey further said, "Regrettably, even today we heard the leader of Pakistan trying to justify acts of terror. Such defense of terrorism is unacceptable in the modern world." Regarding the Pakistani rhetoric of calling themselves as the victim of terrorism, she said, "This is the country which is an arsonist disguising itself as a firefighter. Pakistan nurtures terrorists in their backyard in the hope that they will only harm their neighbors. Our region, and in fact the entire world, has suffered because of their policies. On the other hand, they are trying to cover up sectarian violence in their country as acts of terror." She also referred to the 1971 genocide of Bangladesh. She said, "This is also the country that still holds the despicable record in our region of having executed a religious and cultural genocide against the people of what is now Bangladesh. As we mark the 50th anniversary this year of that horrid event in history, there is not even an acknowledgement, much less accountability. Today, the minorities of Pakistan, the Sikhs, Hindus, Christians, living in constant fear and state-sponsored suppression of their rights. This is a regime where anti-Semitism is normalized by its leadership and even justified," added the First Secretary. "Dissenting voices are muzzled daily and enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings are well documented," she added. Drawing a parallel between India and Pakistan, she said that India is a pluralistic democracy with a substantial population of minorities who have gone on to hold the highest offices in the country, including as President, Prime Minister, Chief Justices, and Chiefs of the Army Staff. She also said that, unlike Pakistan, India is a country with free media and an independent judiciary that keeps a watch and protects our constitution. Pluralism is a concept which is very difficult to understand for Pakistan, which constitutionally prohibits its minorities from aspiring for high offices of the state. The least they could do is introspect before exposing themselves to ridicule on the world stage, added Dubey. She further iterated that the entire Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh were, are, and will always be an integral and inalienable part of India. This includes the areas that are under the illegal occupation of Pakistan. We call upon Pakistan to immediately vacate all areas under its illegal occupation, said Dubey. Allow me to be categorical about India's position. We desire normal relations with all our neighbors, including Pakistan. However, it is for Pakistan to work sincerely towards creating a conducive atmosphere, including by taking credible, verifiable, and irreversible actions to not allow any territory under its control to be used for cross-border terrorism against India in any manner. Thank you. So, these are the words from Sneha Dubey's response at the UN General Assembly to Pakistan PM. She was so clear and bold on what she wanted to convey. Her words has been appreciated widely. You're awesome, ma'am. I would like to end today's episode with a beautiful quote for all by Napoleon Bonaparte. The world suffers a lot, not because the violence of bad people, but because of the silence of the good people. Thank you and have a nice day.